Hi, good morning. This is Pastor Matt Workman from Malta Bible Church. Thank you for taking the time to watch this daily devotional. This video is our daily devotion for Tuesday, August the 18th, 2020. If you have a Bible, I encourage you to find Psalm 49. This is a wonderful psalm. It's a little bit longer than is necessary for the length of our videos. So what I want to do is I'm going to highlight a few of the verses from this psalm and try to summarize the theme and the tone of this wonderful psalm. Let's read some of these verses together. Let's read verses 1 through 3 first of all. Psalm 49 verse number 1 says, "Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding." Now look down at verse number 6. "They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him." Look at verse number 11. "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish." Okay, wow, it's kind of a heavy tone, and it's fair to say that Psalm 49 reads more like the book of Proverbs than a typical psalm. There's a lot of wisdom here in this psalm, and I would encourage you to make note of the theme of what's being said. There's some teaching going on, helping those who are placing their trust in their own personal wealth to carry them into eternity and to be with them for all of eternity. They're going to find that that's going to fall short. It's going to fall far short of what God has provided. Let's be careful here. Most of us, being from Morgan County, we're not exactly a county that is known for being wealthy, okay? I like this psalm because what it does is it calls everybody's attention together. And I think this is necessary because sometimes when you read scriptures about those who are rich or those who place their trust in riches, or even like the example in the New Testament of the rich young ruler, and he goes away from Jesus weeping because he has a lot, he doesn't want to sell it and give it to the poor. And you read that and you think, well, I'm not rich, so what does it matter? Rich people, sometimes if you're not careful, you can kind of create a sort of an us versus them mentality when you read the scriptures. I don't think that's good. I don't think it's wise. And I don't think that's the purpose of this psalm. And here's why. Notice what he says. In verse number 1, he says, "Listen, hear, all people. Give ear, all the inhabitants of the world." Then he says in verse number 2, even more specifically, "Those of you that are low, those of you that are high, those of you that are rich, and those of you that are poor." Low and high, rich and poor together. You see, this is good because now we're not saying, oh, this is for the rich people, no need for me to listen. No, look. He says in verse number 3, "My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding." What does this teach us? It means that if you are rich, and you may be very wealthy and you're watching this video. You may be wealthy. You need to know this. You need wisdom. And you also need understanding. You may be poor. You may have very little in comparison to those who are rich. But listen to this. According to verse 3, you also need wisdom. And you also need understanding. Now, I do believe that the summarization of this psalm is found in verse 6. That those that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. And this is our encouragement for today. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how poor you are, we are thankful that our souls are not purchased with our worldly goods, whether it's gold or silver or money, no matter what it is, we don't purchase our souls. No matter how wealthy a person may be, and this is the warning here, and this is part of the difficulty that comes sometimes when you look to wealth or possessions for your security. And that is that you can only go so far with that. There is more to you than just this life. There is an eternity. And though while we are thankful for what God entrusts us with in this life, our money and our worldly possessions only go so far. They might be great here, but they're worthless for eternity. So there is a word of warning in this song. Look, your security, you're trusting in something that is other than God. Look, you're too secure. You've got a false sense of security by trusting in your riches. So where's our hope? Well, for me, I need to turn the page, but I want to read one more verse to you. Look at verse number 15. We have hope. We have security. We have joy. We have strength. We can have peace. We can have assurance. Because verse 15 says, God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Selah, which means just think about that for a minute. God is the one who will redeem me from the power of the grave. Praise God. Praise God for Jesus. Thank God for his love today, that he would look upon us, that he would love us in spite of our sin, and sent his son Jesus to die on the cross. And they take his dead body off of that cross and bury it in a tomb. And on the third day, just like he said he would, he rose from the grave. And one day, hopefully soon, we will see him again. Well, I hope that this psalm is a help and a blessing to you. Be sure to check back with multibiblechurch.com from time to time for more good teaching. Also, you can learn how you can give to help support the ministry of Multi Bible Church when you visit multibiblechurch.com. Well, God bless you and have a wonderful day.